Hello children, hope you have completed electrostatics, the first unit of class 12 physics with the help of my video lecture, your NCERT and other reference book. Hope you solved numerical questions from NCERT book and previous year. You must solve previous year board questions to the related topics. After completing Unit 1 Electrostatics, now I am going to start current electricity. So today I will discuss about current electricity. As I discussed in the previous lectures, that electrostatics is the study of electric charges at rest, and current electricity is the study of electric charges in motion. Means current electricity is the study of flowing charges which are in motion. I also discussed that if a charge is at rest in a frame of reference, it can be in motion in other frame of reference. So rest and motion, static and flowing nature of charge depends upon frame of reference. Okay, it depends upon the observer. Okay. Now, you have to understand, you have to think, can a charge flow independently? Can a charge flow independently? Means, is it possible that positive and negative charges independently flow? No. Charge exists in the form of electrons, charge exists in the form of protons, charge exists in the form of ions. So let us discuss about charge carriers first. Charge carriers. Charge carriers. In a conductor, free electrons are charge carriers. Free electrons are charge carriers. Means inside a conductor, free electrons move with electrons. Free electrons move carrying charge. Means charges can move in the form of electrons through a conductor. In an electrolyte, positive, negative ions. And in semiconductor, electrons and holes are charge carriers. So these are charge carriers, means free electrons in conductor, positive and negative ions in electrolytes, and electrons and holes in semiconductor. You are familiar with electrons, you are familiar with positive and negative ions, and the idea of holes will be introduced whenever you will start learning modern physics, semiconductor. There the idea of holes will be introduced. Here you just know that holes are supposed to be positively charged. Okay, actually it is the vacancy for electrons. So these are the charge carriers. If free electrons will move, charge will flow. If positive and negative ions will move, charge will flow. If holes will move, charge will flow, charge will move. And whenever these are moving, means charges are moving, and when charges are moving, then electric current will be constituted. means the study of current electricity will start. Now electric current should be known here. What is electric current? Electric current. Current means rate of flow. Rate of flow. Amount flowing per second is current. Amount of liquid flowing through a tube per second is called rate of flow of liquid. Here the word electric is added with current. So electric current, amount of charge, electric charge flowing per second through any cross section of a conductor is called electric current. Have you got? You can define electric current as the amount of charge flowing through any cross section of a conductor per second. In other words, rate of flow of charge through any cross section of a conductor is called electric current. Now understand the meaning of any cross section. Suppose this is a marker. It has varying cross section. Now you see the cross sectional area at this end is more and cross sectional area at this end is less. Cross sectional area at this end is less. So through any cross section means whatever will be the amount of charge will be flowing through this point, that will remain same through all the points across a conductor. Means each and every point of cross section of a conductor will carry equal amount of charge per second. So why we people use through any cross section of a conductor? Have you got the meaning of through any cross section of a conductor? So you learnt electric current as the rate of flow of charge through any cross section of a conductor. Now it can be studied in two different ways. Rate of flow of charge can be steady, can be constant, and rate of flow of charge can be variable. So there can be a steady current, there can be a varying current. Okay, so if the current is flowing steadily, if the charges are flowing steadily with constant rate, then electric current can be defined as I is equal to delta Q by delta T. It is also simply written as Q by T. Here delta Q or Q is the total charge flown in the time interval delta T. Suppose whenever you started the observation and stops the observation, the charge flown is 10 coulomb and the time taken is 50 seconds. Then what will be the current? 10 by 50. And from here you can understand the unit coulomb per second. But current is a fundamental quantity and charge is a derived quantity. So you know the unit of current is ampere and unit of charge, which is also coulomb, is called ampere second. Got it? So I is equal to delta Q by delta T is the expression for electric current if it is flowing steadily, or it is also told that it is the value of average current flowing through a conductor. Suppose the rate of flow of charge is varying, means charge is not flowing steadily through a conductor. Then we take instantaneous current. Instantaneous current. As you learnt about instantaneous velocity and instantaneous acceleration, we study about instantaneous current. You see this instantaneous current is I is equal to limit delta T tends to 0 delta Q by delta T, and it is also written as dQ by dt. And from here you can find the value of charge Q as integration of I dt, and from here you can find the value of charge Q as IT. Got it? Electric current is a fundamental quantity, so its SI unit is ampere. It is an honorary unit, so it is written with a small a and its symbol is capital A. And 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb by 1 second. Means if a charge of 1 coulomb flows through any cross section of a conductor in 1 second, then we say that a current of 1 ampere is flowing through the conductor. Is it clear? Another thing is that current is a scalar quantity, although it has a direction. Actually, current has direction, but it is a scalar quantity. I will discuss about the direction of current just after this topic. So, current is a scalar quantity, although it has a direction. Now, you can ask, if there is a direction, it should be a vector quantity. Because you studied that if a quantity has magnitude as well as direction, it is a vector quantity. But this is exception there. There is another rule, there is another characteristic of a quantity to be a vector, that it must obey triangle law of vector addition. It must obey triangle law of vector addition. Means if a quantity obeys triangle law of vector addition, only then it is a vector quantity. Okay, so having both magnitude and direction, electric current doesn't obey triangle law of vector addition, hence it is a scalar quantity. It was also discussed in class 11. Means there is a direction in the current, but that direction is not meaningful in order to add to current vectorially. Is it clear? So it is a scalar quantity. So you understand about electric current now. After knowing about electric current, you can discuss about the types of electric current. So electric current can be of two types. One is called direct current and other is called alternating current. All these will be discussed in the next session. Until then, I just have introduced the idea of current electricity, and in the next lecture I will discuss about other topics which are in your syllabus. Thank you.